welcome to the Zadzooks Happy Hour, a podcast providing commentary on the latest in film, TV, games, and comics. My name is Todd Stoll, and I'm joined by 25-year veteran reporter covering pop culture, video games, and technology for the Washington Times, Joseph Zadkowski.
Welcome back from Comic-Con. How was it?
Yeah. Well, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was great because it was a comic book convention.
It's not anymore.
No, it's not. It's a losers convention.
It's like the equivalent of upfronts, but with an audience, right? I mean, more or less.
Yeah. And it used to be really exciting when, like, maybe a celebrity would stop by. Now it's just overkill.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And there's way too many people. And if you go get a room in that San Diego area with the Comic-Con, it's a nightmare.
I bet.
Because every night, there's every geek on the planet. They have like 50 people per room. And they never shut up.
Of course.
Am I a big enough curmudgeon now?
Well, of course. I mean, but why wouldn't you be?
I went to like some of the originals, like when the first 5 years they happened. It was very cool then.
Yeah, I mean...
Because you'd go into a hotel lobby and all your favorite comic book artists were sitting there like having drinks. So you'd get to hang out with them. And they were cool with it.
Well, so let's jump into some of the stuff that came out of it, at least.
Well, let's hit first what I thought was a spoof. It was
Titans.
this crazy Teen Titans drama show, which looked ridiculous.
But is it live action Teen Titans? Or
yes.
So it's like the cartoon, but in live action form.
It's a drama way more than a comedy.
And what network's this on?
It's on DC Entertainment, which is a streaming service, video on demand. So for $74.99 a year or $7.99 a month, you can watch Titans. You can watch, in 2019, mind you, you can watch Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, Stargirl, Harley Quinn. They're calling it an adult comedy. Metropolis, they're under development.
This is awful. This is awful. They can't even make a solid movie other than Wonder Woman. So, like,
why would they dive into this?
This is the problem. This is what they did when they launched the WB. The WB was Warner Brothers' answer to Hulu because they relaunched it as a streaming service.
Right.
And nobody cared.
The only potential interest I have here is if they release it on Blu-ray or something like that.
I mean,
which they may and they may not.
But that's the problem with all of these services.
Netflix is so hit and miss with their Marvel stuff. So
everything
on
is
Blu-ray.
hit and miss. You know, like, I want to be able to buy a season, and quite honestly, they're going to get more money out of me buying a season than they are going to get out of me streaming 1,000 shows for $7.99 a month.
Right. It's bad.
Well, so speaking of the DC world, you got to first look at Aquaman,
which was right.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. It was
certainly not a game changer. I bet it's probably going to be a good Wonder Woman style type movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll do well. It'll probably be their next decent hit.
Probably. I mean, they did release like about 5 seconds of test footage from Wonder Woman 1984.
Right. How'd that look? I didn't see that.
All I know is Chris Pine's character is back because he was on the panel.
Okay.
So, and it was literally less than nothing that they showed. She's in DC in what looks like the Reagan building, and she's grabbing somebody by a lasso and dragging them down into the food court. So that was all you saw.
Well, that's exciting.
Nothing big. Let's see. So also out of the WB world was the sequel Fantastic Beasts 2.
Okay. Then
which that looked pretty good.
And Johnny Depp lost his mind on stage.
And he's very bleach blonde with spiky hair.
And did the monologue from the movie, supposedly.
Apparently,
or some monologue.
I don't know what he did, but it looks good. My kids are excited. It's young Dumbledore. They're back at Hogwarts.
Cheap shot of the president again. So good job.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
In the trailer?
In the panel.
Oh. Yeah, see, I didn't really pay attention. I know that
good.
James Gunn is out as the director.
Oh my. All right, how do we even not start with that? What is going on?
I don't understand.
That is one of my favorite franchise films.
And he's out because of tweets he wrote in 2009.
Now, I had a fairly heated conversation with my wife over this, and she's like, go back and read what this guy wrote. It's terrible. She goes, this guy should have been slaughtered back then. It should have been over for him. He should have never started after that. So I don't know what this guy's thinking. I don't know what kind of wacky, cutting-edge comedy he was trying to create, but he blew it. He really blew it.
This is why I like celebrities who are not on social media.
Right.
I don't really care what they think.
I don't care what they think.
Entertain me.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about.
That's fine.
I don't care.
Cash your check.
Yeah. I don't need to know that you're going fishing or that you're like you're banging some supermodel. I could care less. I just want you to entertain me.
Right.
And when they're not doing that, they're not doing their job.
Roseanne went off on some rant for a TV series.
And then she just went off on it again.
Yeah.
She just did it again.
Yeah.
She can't keep her mouth shut. These guys are stupid.
Off the rails.
Stupid. Like you can walk away from social. You know what it is? I really think it's like it just fuels their narcissism.
Oh yeah,
it has to.
It fuels the planet's narcissism.
I know. It
fuels every human's narcissism.
I don't know. Whoever they get in there, I think it's going to be a disappointment. The
sooner Facebook shuts down, the happier I'll be.
Right.
But that's never going to happen.
I mean, I just don't know how you do another Guardians movie without him. That's so disappointing.
The only guy that I really enjoyed that had that kind of fun in filmmaking for Marvel was the guy who did Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. I mean, they could put Favreau in it.
If they sign him up, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Iron Man 1 was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Favreau did a good job with it. I mean, he did a good job with Jungle Book.
I wish I knew this guy's name. Tzatziki something.
Yeah.
It's like tzatziki sauce.
Yeah.
Tzatziki.
So from now on, you're just going to call him tzatziki sauce?
I'm calling him Tzatziki. That's right.
So that was the disappointment, for sure. And then, let's see. So... there's so much that came out of it.
Glass.
Okay, Glass is
that's a positive.
Is the sequel to Unbreakable and Split. You've got Bruce Willis back as David Dunn. You've got Samuel L. Jackson as Mr. Glass.
He's awesome.
You've got James McAvoy as the Split
Beast, whatever
personality in the Beast. And this is supposed to tie all the stories together.
Was Sarah Paulson in this too?
Mm-hmm.
Again? Mm-hmm. I think she needs to be in a few more movies or TV shows.
Well, apparently...
Because we need more Sarah Paulson.
Apparently,
maybe she'll run for Congress.
Glass's mom is in it again.
Okay.
David Dunn's son, but not... I'm blanking on her name here. Who was the wife in the first one?
Who the heck knows,
She's in House of Cards.
Really?
Yeah, she's the lead. What's her name? I'm blanking on it.
You mean Forrest Gump's girlfriend?
Yes. But what's her name? What's her name?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, man. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. At any rate, and then you have the girl from Split who is in it as well, the one who interacts with him and doesn't die. She's in it. And you have a few other people that are in it too. And you know,
Robin Wright.
Thank you. I really like Unbreakable. It's one of my favorite comic book movies. So
let's not screw it up, guys.
And Split was pretty darn good.
I like Split.
So if they can do something magical, if M. Night cannot suck it and just ruin it,
right,
then I'm going to be excited. So I'm really hopeful for that one. You had The Walking Dead season 9 trailer.
Literally The Walking Dead now. They can do nothing right.
I mean, they did nothing to honor the fact that it's Andrew Lincoln's final season. It's a question of
I bet you Negan kills him, and then Daryl kills Negan.
Do you want to know something? I bet he doesn't die. I bet he walks
off. He just walks away?
He's like, I got to go find myself, and he leaves by himself.
Right.
When there's a faction, he realizes it's him and no one else, and he leaves.
He's going to walk away from Michonne.
Yeah.
Who he has a relationship with
I
now.
think he just leaves. If they kill him, then it's stupid.
Right.
You know?
Well,
I mean, it's stupid
they have no
anyway.
problem killing any major character in that show.
It's stupid anyway.
Did Maggie sign up for another season, for 2 seasons?
She's in it.
Okay.
I don't know if she's in it any more than that. I have no idea. I don't really care. The same thing with like Fear the Walking Dead. I saw the trailer for that. I don't really. Morgan's in it, and it's like, who cares? What happened to the main characters? They're all gone.
Right.
Did they kill them all off in the last season or something? Because I'm behind and I don't really
Really?
care.
I'm behind too.
Yeah. Do you care?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
I don't know. I'd have to go pretty deep to watch that show. You know what I mean? After all the recommendations you gave me last week on Netflix and friends telling me about all these great
There's so
shows.
much crap, man.
Broadchurch.
Did you watch it?
No,
Oh,
with David Tennant.
You gotta watch
right?
that, man.
That's supposed to be pretty great,
You gotta
right?
watch that. It's so good. Then you had Godzilla, King of the Monsters,
which I saw in the 70s, so I don't really need to see again.
With 11, Millie Bobby Brown.
And 11 with the exact same facial expression
And the
in
same
Stranger
haircut.
Things
And
and
the
the
same
same haircut. So I got a problem with that. I'm like, wow, it's the chick from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good.
Right.
I really liked.
I'll see it.
I liked the Godzilla reboot.
Yeah, I did.
Even though they killed off Bryan Cranston's character
quickly.
way too early. Let's see, for TV, what came out?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
There was no
season 4.
other than the fact that we thought what was going to trigger his demise and of being a lawyer, a legit lawyer, was probably the death of his brother, which is what it looks like happened. That pretty much wiped him out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
yeah, that's a great looking website.
Yeah, thanks, man. Working on it. You've got the preview, a trailer for Doctor Who.
Yeah,
with the new Doctor. Didn't like it. It was not.
It did nothing.
It was
there
weird.
Was nothing interesting.
Yeah,
in
it was
show.
really strange. There was no TARDIS. There was no nothing. It was
creatures.
It was a really weird trailer. I don't know what it was. If it was a first
they basically
look.
could have just shot her running through the streets for 30 seconds and been done with it.
And then you had Stranger Things came out with this weird infomercial about going to the Starcourt Mall.
Right. I missed that.
And that was a little weird. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is coming back.
I'm excited, except
it's going to be on Disney's streaming service.
So
yeah, which eventually all Marvel and Disney assets will end up. I believe they're being pulled off of all other services,
right,
including Netflix. So that's going to be interesting. I kind of was digging this trailer for this movie called Overlord, which takes place in World War II with zombies.
I didn't watch that.
It's pretty sexy.
Right, I'll watch that.
You might like that. It's from J.J. Abrams.
That's good.
Some people said that they thought it was going to be another Cloverfield sequel, but he has since denied that. They land in this. There's a big firefight. They all parachute out. They land in this village, and they're doing experiments on people. They're trying to develop the 1,000-year soldier, like a super soldier.
So wait a minute. It's Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty Zombies.
Exactly Call of Duty Zombies. But it looks sexy, dude. It's nice.
So there's 4 guys that have to survive in a town by themselves surrounded by zombies.
And the Germans.
It's Call of Duty.
But you know what, man? It looks good.
Okay.
It looks good, and
I'll go play it tonight.
Well, but you can at least sit back and let the game play itself. Who knows, man? It could be another one of those meh movies. Right. But I was kind of into the trailer. And you know what made it great is they played AC/DC on the trailer, and that was nice. It just kind of really worked itself out pretty well.
Fine.
Let's see what else. So we got some news, official news, finally, that Joaquin Phoenix is going to be the Joker in a low-budget titled Joker movie directed by The Hangover's Todd Phillips. It's an origin story. It's apparently how the Joker became the Joker before he was Batman's nemesis.
Okay.
Budget's $55 million. I wouldn't expect there to be a lot of major special effects, but it's supposed to be really gritty, really dark. Think Dark Knight, maybe.
Okay.
And I think Joaquin Phoenix could do a pretty good job with it. So
I do too.
Kind of excited for that. And that's kind of, I don't know. I mean, there's so much crap that came out of it. I know that number 1 at the box office was The Equalizer 2, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, it was in a pretty close fight with, what was the other film that came out?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But
oh God, Mamma Mia.
Oh,
the sequel.
And the sad part about it is The Equalizer only had a 58 on Rotten Tomatoes. People hated it.
And it's an R-rated movie.
But you know what, man? I could watch Denzel. I don't care what he's in.
Yeah.
That dude's amazing. And he's so good with Antoine Fuqua, Especially, Training Day was just such an amazing movie. So
that's good.
There's so much stuff. We'll have to decompress and keep, unpacking.
But there was very little Star Wars or Marvel.
No,
they did not go to Comic-Con.
The only thing that they said was that, and I believe it was I think it's for Godzilla. One of the big movies that's coming out, and I think it's Godzilla, that they pushed, there was a date conflict with Star Wars. And so it's been sort of reshuffled. Some of the films have been reshuffled. Like I know Fantastic Beasts is coming out in November of this year. And then Star Wars comes out. Is there another one this year or is it 19? It's 19, right? Yeah. And so there's a lot of movies in 2019. There's a lot of first look TV shows that didn't look very good. Nothing that I was terribly excited about.
Well, Supergirl is going to have the first transgender superhero.
Who is the superhero?
I don't know.
It's somebody new.
Called Dreamer.
So a new character
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of so that's the thing. If DC and Warner Brothers are going to split off into the streaming service, does that mean Supergirl is only streamed on this service?
I don't know.
I mean, this is just becoming weird.
You know, everyone was so psyched to get off cable.
Yeah.
Right? Where you could stop with ridiculous amount of money you're spending on cable providers.
Yep.
And now you're going to get one off to death.
See, I think that it would be in someone's best interest to come in and develop a platform that you could pay on demand for any show that you want, sort of like iTunes, but for streaming purposes. And all the money gets funneled into everyone's little buckets, and you could have Hulu, Netflix, all these guys connected, but they'll never do it.
Just bundle a package.
Just bundle it. Like I want to watch Better Call Saul, I want to watch Preacher, and I want to watch a bunch of other shows, and that's it. I don't want to subscribe to your crappy service. Right. It'll never happen. Now, what Hulu does, which is nice, is at least they'll let you, for a couple bucks more, add in HBO or Showtime. But that's it.
Right.
They're not going to do that with anybody else. I mean, maybe they'll do it with the Marvel stuff, but I doubt it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
So good luck with that. I'm sure that's going to not go well.
It's going to make it more and more difficult for us to review things because no one's got the money to stream, and quite honestly, these companies are not really willing to part with screeners to be able to preview these shows or screener codes. They're pretty hard to get because of this problem.
Well, screener codes don't really work well if you're trying to review a 4K show.
I know.
It's terrible because they put
stuff all over the screen with your name on it, and it's just a mess. All right, so that
was upbeat.
That was well, I mean, it's Comic-Con, man. It's just a lot of craziness, and it's always what it is. And the only thing that I saw that was interesting was the Breaking Bad 10th anniversary panel that Conan hosted, and that looked interesting. And they did an Omaze fundraising project where they're going to cook people breakfast out of the RV on the lot, and they had a fun time. It was like a 7-minute video where Bryan Cranston's basically living in it. He's got a hot plate and he's got a bucket where he goes to the bathroom in it. And Aaron Paul comes in and they find out that he's actually working security on the lot because they both just want to be close to the RV.
Aaron Paul's done nothing.
Well, he did The Path on Hulu.
What the hell is that?
That was a pretty big show for him. He was the lead. He did that. He did that Need for Speed movie, which didn't do very much.
I bet you he's itching to get on Better Call Saul. I don't know how that's going to happen, but he's gonna.
Somebody said that, or somebody developed. I was reading online this crazy timeline on how the shows parallel each other, to the point where when Breaking Bad ends, they think that it's like 2050 for Better Call Saul.
Okay.
So they did some sort of 1-to-1 comparison of it, and it looked pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean that show, it's also a question: how long is that show going to go? Going to go one more and that's it? 2 more? I mean, they only went
probably not. Yeah,
they only went 5 for Breaking Bad.
We're at 4 now, right?
This is season 4.
Oh, yeah, it's not much more.
No. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk Ready Player One.
Yeah. That's fun.
Which was fun. You got anything else you want to talk about? Or are you just so psyched from Comic-Con that you're having a hard time? All right.
We'll be right back.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
Ready to break out your 80s nostalgia?
Well, I think it's more than 80s.
Yeah, I mean, but it's heavily
I
influenced.
saw the 60s Batmobile right off the bat, so it's not all 80s.
There's a 60s Batmobile. You had the Iron Giant. You had the DeLorean. You had Marvin the Martian. Oh, man. There's just so much stuff.
Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Yeah.
You had King Kong.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
RoboCop. Spawn. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jason Voorhees. Beetlejuice. Mortal Kombat's Goro.
I guess I didn't see half of this stuff. How many times have you watched this now?
4.
Okay.
Alien Chestburster. You must have seen that.
Yes.
Well, that was... I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot going on in this movie. You got to watch this movie like 5 or 6 times to really love it.
Yeah.
The kids watch this movie?
They have not seen it yet.
What?
No, they're going to. They haven't had time.
So Steven Spielberg, who continues to amaze me at his 71 years old, did a pretty good job with this movie.
He's 71.
Yes.
Man, he doesn't look it.
He doesn't look it. And he's so excited when he's making movies. It's so fun to watch him in action. So Ready Player One was not exactly a box office smash, but it did make money. It's over $500 million right now.
Yeah, but it cost a lot in
It was
in
like
effects.
$150 million in effects.
Yeah.
It's like the 6th or 7th best movie of the year so far, gross wise. So it's good. So what's it about?
Well, first of all, it's based off of a book written by this guy who's probably between my age and your age.
Yeah, he's a bit of a bonehead, actually.
Who has a DeLorean
Yeah,
in his house with the No Ghost logo on the side of it,
right.
which is weird.
He's got too much money.
And he then went back and rewrote the entire book for the screenplay. And the premise
And then
is...
Zach Penn came in and cleaned it up.
Right. The premise is this is in the not-too-distant future
2045.
where everything is pretty much decimated due to global warming and overpopulation.
How do you know it's global warming?
It
doesn't say
I'm
global
just
warming.
throwing out any possible apocalyptic issue.
I think it's Trump.
Oh, sure. It's... Yeah, because he's the dictator at that point, right?
Yeah.
So at any point, it's in Ohio. They live in these. The main character lives in this thing called stacks, which is essentially
Trailer homes stacked on top
of one another. Everyone is sort of pretty relatively poor. They don't really work, and they plug into this virtual reality game called the Oasis, and they pretty much hang out there all day and do nothing else. And the main character, who, as far as I can tell, this is the kid's first big film.
He was Cyclops in the X-Men.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
That's a pretty big film.
you never see his full face.
Well.
I guess you never really see his full face
No,
in this
you don't
movie
either.
either.
And he's somebody else all the time.
He's always his avatar.
Percival.
So, yes, it revolves around this avatar, this character in the game called Percival. And the premise of the movie is that the creator of the Oasis,
James Halliday,
has died.
who's Mark Rylance, who's really becoming one of those in every movie kind of actors again that we like to follow.
Yeah.
He's great in this movie.
He's very good in this movie. And
Despite his stupid... All right, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so after he dies, a video is released that indicates that he has left 3 Easter eggs
Right.
in the game, and the person who can find the Easter eggs, which contain keys, will own the Oasis.
Right.
And will also get like $1 trillion.
Very Willy Wonka.
Very Willy Wonka. His business partner, played by Simon Pegg, is in the movie for a little bit here and there. And you sort of follow along as you get glimpses of the creation of the game and the creation of and the ongoing relationship that the two developers have, and then the falling out with Pegg's character, and you come to present day where you have a rival company called IOI who is looking to win all 3 challenges so that they can take control of the Oasis and apply their own patches and essentially commercialize it.
Right. Ben Mendelsohn plays the evil corporate guy.
Right.
And he was in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
He was the bad guy in Rogue One.
Right. So, needless to say, it's like nostalgia porn in CGI form. Every possible Easter egg that you think you could see, if you go back and watch it again, there's more. They have packed in as many pop culture references.
Hundreds of characters.
And movies and films and songs and anything you could possibly think of is crammed into this thing. And so when Joe said that he's watched it 4 times, that's not enough.
No, it's not.
I mean, you could go frame
that
by
whole
frame.
Shining sequence is just amazing.
It was beautiful. And did you watch the behind the scenes, the recreation of that? How cool that was?
Yeah, I did.
I literally thought, I literally thought that they had just taken the original footage and sort of like CGI'd it to introduce these characters.
No, they rebuilt
the whole set.
Right.
That's insane.
And they found
2 girls.
2 girls, yeah.
Which were both creepy, and that was great. This movie is a lot of fun.
Is it as fun as Lego, the Lego movie?
I think it's different.
It's different.
I think it's different. It's different for, I mean, the Lego movie is sort of just wonky, kind of like kid craziness.
Right.
This movie, I think, appeals to adults who are, grew up in this era with these characters, but kids like it because it's based on a video game and there's fun, cool things happening and there's coins that can be collected and, there's NASCAR-style cars that are racing against each other.
The opening car race is fantastic.
It's unbelievable. You know what I heard? I heard the Mystery Machine is in this somewhere, but I haven't seen.
I'm sure it is.
I haven't seen it yet.
In the Distracted Globe Dance Club, do you know what weapon Parzival is using when he fights the Sixes?
Yes, he's using the
Colonial Revolver from Battlestar Galactica.
And then at another point, he's using the pulse rifle from Alien.
Artemis is using Ripley's pulse rifle.
Yeah. And so the best part was the holy.
Who would know that?
Was the holy hand grenade,
which I didn't even bring up in my review,
which was so good. I mean, just any reference you could think of, it's just packed in. Now, let me ask you this: knowing now that you've seen Ready Player One, you're aware that he's writing Ready Player 2, right?
Yeah.
It's underway, and as soon as that's done, they've already optioned the film rights. So then comes Ready Player 2. Does Spielberg come back?
Probably not.
He doesn't do sequels very often,
No.
with the exception of Indiana Jones.
Right. Nah, he won't.
What was the other sequel? Has there been another sequel he's done? I mean,
No.
Because Back to the Future was Zemeckis, and he was sort of like the advisor to it.
No.
But no, I don't think so. I mean, it would be great, but also, he's got to release the book first, and then he's got to rewrite it. That's probably like 4 years away.
Right.
So, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth a multi rewatching. The special features are deep. It's really weird watching the actors with all these dots on their faces, on a sound stage.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of that going on. It's literally almost all of the action in the Oasis takes place
on a stage
in motion capture.
It's crazy.
So, Industrial Light and Magic did all the effects. Digital Domain did some of the practical effects with where they're doing like the goggles on and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that was very cool.
Yeah. No, I mean it's just really impressive and really well done. Pegg's character is, sort of empty. He's not in it very much.
He's in it when it matters.
Yes.
And I won't reveal any more than that.
And the only thing I want to say is the last time he appears, I don't really know why he's there. It's very confusing to me.
I don't know.
Because they didn't really explain it. They also think that he's like creepy. Fan theory is that he's just a creep and can't let it go.
So it's not really an Indiana Jones. It's not an E.T. the Extraterrestrial, but it's still highly entertaining.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I give it an A.
Yeah.
I had fun with it.
I'll give it an A-.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else you want to talk about? We should talk about that we're working on this online website thing here.
Yeah.
We're trying to reboot it.
That Facebook banned us
Yeah, the Facebook banned us, but we've got
because we're not topical enough.
Google Accelerated Pages. That's up and running, so you can check us out on your phone.
You know, I listen to all these podcasts, and up front they always tell you where you can find us.
You
Where
know,
can you find us?
everywhere.
Anywhere?
iTunes,
Stitcher. You just gotta look.
Google Podcast, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
We're
I
on,
mean, there's
we're on YouTube.
It's one USA Today podcast where they're actually telling people that if they like them or something, they will mention their name in the podcast. I don't think we want to go that deep yet.
That seems a bit desperate.
Yeah,
don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't think we're that desperate.
No comment.
We're just having fun with it.
We're just having fun here, right?
Yeah. So we'll go back. I'm sure there'll be more trailers and more garbage for you to consume. Go check out Overlord, which was a good, as I said, a good World War II zombie flick for you.
And I want you to watch Isle of Dogs.
Okay.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yes, it is. The animation.
Really,
my kids watched
it last night. It's really good.
My kids watched it.
It's crazy good.
They liked it a lot.
Yeah. That came out last week.
So coming out this week is The Avengers on digital.
Oh.
And then I think a week or two later is Deadpool.
Okay. And I'm right in the middle of watching season 4 of the Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to top last season.
So did you see the trailer for Clone Wars?
I did.
And the fact that aren't some of the Rebels characters in...
I didn't see that.
Okay.
Rex might be in there.
Well, I don't know. My kids were flying high on it.
Okay.
They also didn't understand that it had been off the air for 5 years.
Okay, right.
Because you're watching it on Netflix. They're like, oh, really? It's off the air? I'm like, it hasn't been on the air for 5 years. I mean, that's the beauty of streaming, man.
Yeah.
I go back and watch shows I'm excited about, and I look at the date. I'm like, 2012?
What?
Come on, man. No wonder why. So, all right. Go out and spend your money on cheap crap from Comic-Con on eBay, which is probably all marked up and overpriced. And we'll be back next week.
Thanks.